You're not going to have to force open any door that you're supposed to walk through in life. This is not about doors, by the way. Welcome back to the pod, guys. It's Tia. Hey, lovelies. Welcome or welcome back. As we go through life and as we experience new things, I think we do have to remember the ever so cliche phrase that what is meant for you will find you. I've been seeing this a lot in my life, in my friends' lives. Different futures that we thought we were supposed to have are not happening, but the alternate results later down the line end up being so much better than what we originally planned out. And I think honestly that is just the coolest thing ever. But the thing is, like, when you're in those moments where that door does, figuratively speaking, get slammed in your face, it's so hard to see past that, because sometimes we are really good planners. Like, I'm literally talking to myself right now, but like, I am so crazily type A, a little bit anxious, a little bit performance driven. And so spreadsheets, Notion, tools like that, Google Calendar are my best friend. I have blocks of time set out throughout the day, even on normal days. It's a little toxic sometimes. And the thing is, like, whether if it's on a small scale or a large scale, if something goes sideways and one of those plans does not go through, I get super upset. And I think I've been thinking about this more so as we look at like the job market or timelines of different life landmarks. And it feels like sometimes those things are just passing us by. They're happening for other people, or like it's just not going to happen for you, period. You feel like that. But I don't know. There's something about living life with your hands open to whatever that could fall into them. Like right now, I have been trying to get back into corporate marketing jobs for like give or take 2 years since I left the prior company that I was working for. Because I worked with them for 3 years. Well, technically 4, because if we count my internship time. But like, I have so much experience in that field, in that world. And so theoretically speaking, I should be very overqualified to get hired somewhere else. Obviously, as we all know, the economy is kind of dookie right now. The job market is also kind of dookie right now. So that's not, when I tell you I have applied for over 400 jobs on LinkedIn and Indeed combined over the last 3 years to try and move into another position in that field, I'm not joking. It is very much that. And guess what? None of them called back, except one being a scam and another one that just ended up saying like, oh yeah, this is actually not what we are describing. Here's this whole other job, actually. Whoa, first of all, whoa. So I know it feels like that door back into corporate is not opening. Right now, present day, I have such good news. I feel super okay about that. One, corporate is kind of toxic sometimes. And two, the life that I have right now is actually a lot better than what I had when I was in my prior corporate position. And it, I dare say, might be better than if I had gotten straight into another corporate role. I get to work part-time in a higher education setting, and I get to support students across all walks of life achieve their goals. I get to do this content thing as well. I get to volunteer in local organizations for young adults and youth. And most recently, I have this really cool opportunity to use my music degree in an educational setting with kids in a position I would have never been able to cook up or find on my own had life not panned out the way that it did. And this really unique spot I'm at right now has just, I don't know, it's just really made me think like everything truly happens for a reason. Not all of the things can be justified that happen to us or around us, but there's always some reason somewhere in the grand patchwork, grand scheme of things where it all makes sense eventually. It doesn't mean that everything happened for your good or that everything that happened around you was great. I dare say a lot of things that happen around us are not ideal. Some of the things that happen around us or to us are absolutely horrible. And I know that, you know that, but somewhere down the line, it all weaves itself together. But we have to give life that chance to play out and give ourselves that chance to move forward and heal and have this fresh perspective that there are other things out there for us. Better experiences, better people, better connections, better opportunities than we could have conjured up for ourselves. You know, it's never fun having to like deviate away or detour away from like what you thought was supposed to be good and what was supposed to be happening in your life. Like, for example, I would have been married by now if a specific relationship a couple years ago had played out the right way, but it didn't. Instead, it fell apart for so many different reasons that I will not be sharing with the internet. But it fell apart, and like essentially everything that I had planned out for the last 3 years just didn't happen. While that stings to talk about sometimes, I'm really glad that it didn't pan out like that, because I would not be sitting here talking to you about how life does get better and how a lot of times our plans have to go in the garbage so we can find out what else is out there for us that is actually good and actually supposed to stay in our lives and be a part of our paths moving forward. It is also Mental Health Awareness Month at the time of filming this, and I just have to say, one of my favorite things about coming to this state in life where I'm at specifically right now is the fact that 13-year-old me would be absolutely livid for multiple reasons. Number one, she would be so mad that we're still alive. We're just gonna start there. She'd be so mad that we're still alive. Number two, she would be like confused that we've healed our relationship with food, and the gym and sports and body image. She would be very confused about that. Third thing is she would be very confused about the journey I've had with spirituality and faith and beliefs and stuff like that. She might be actually a little angry that I still believe in anything, but you know, that sucks to suck. It's part of what kept us alive. And lastly, I think she would be most confused by the fact that I am in a YOLO state of mind. You truly only live once. And I mean, you know, depending on what your beliefs are, you may believe in the afterlife and things like that, like I do. But I'm talking about Earthside. We literally only live once here. Unless you believe in reincarnation or anything else like that. That is, I'm talking about just where we are right now. We only live once. Not everything's in our control. There are only some things we can control, and most of what we can control is how we react to everything that happens around us, and our attitude after things happen, and our perspective moving forward. And I don't know, I think over the last couple months, maybe couple years, I've really come to terms with that idea. YOLO does not have to be a scary statement. Yes, it is daunting. Yes, you only live once. But what if we were looking at it with a like glass half full mentality of like, you get to live only once. Make it good. Enjoy the journey and understand that, you know, the things that are supposed to be written into your life are going to be there. You know, your plans, woohoo, might not always go through, and that's okay. You know, you're not going to have to pry a door open, figuratively speaking, in your life to get through it or get what you want. I believe in intentionality and working hard. Obviously, you guys know me. If you guys have been listening for any amount of time or watching my content for any amount of time, you know I am not saying to just take your hands off and just be like, whatever happens. It's not my fault, not my deal. I think we just have to take a little bit of the death grip off of our destinies, our futures, our lives. Be intentional. Plan out your future. Go get that education if you want it. Go job hunting. I'm still job hunting. Shoot. Go to therapy. You know, tell that person how you feel. You know, mend those relationships that you want to mend. And everything else is out of your control. Yeah, it's not so much of a thing of just being careless, but maybe being a little bit more carefree about your existence. Nothing's going to be perfect. Some things will feel close to perfect, and that's beautiful when those things happen. And the rest of it's not probably going to feel anywhere near perfect. That is the human experience, but that is the beautiful part of it all. It's in that messiness, the emotional states, the what ifs of life that we find the fullness of the complexity of who we are. That's where we find ourselves. That's where we understand ourselves deeper and understand other people deeper. For anyone who's going through like this time of like a door closing, do not stick your fingers in that door. It's closing for a reason. You have to let it go. The door is closing because you're not supposed to walk through it. That door is closing because there is a different place for you to step into. And whether you believe in God or the universe or whatever, God has better for you. Whether if that's a person, a job, place, relationships with other people, whatever that is, it's only getting closed down because it's not supposed to be yours. And you're not having to manage that. It's showing itself out. And I know that's a hard one to hear, but as someone who's been going through job rejection after job rejection, really weird relational issues over the last couple of years, everything does truly work out. But we have to take our hands off of what we think is supposed to happen and let it go. Again, it's not about being careless, but about being a little bit more carefree. You have to regain your whimsy in life a little bit more. You know, everything is not going to be a walk in the park. But if it's outside your control, shoot, you can't do anything about it. You can only control what's in your hands. And that's pretty much it. You can only control your own attitude, your reactions, how you perceive life after things happen. If we had full control over everything while being these super complex beings, imagine the literal chaos the world would be. Actually don't do that. Don't do that. But I just want you to remember, what is meant for you will absolutely find you. It will track you down. You will not have to go begging for it, hunting for it. You won't be able to outrun it. Maybe that's what we need to focus on. The things that are supposed to be a part of your life will always find their way back to you. Those people will always orbit back around to you. The experiences you're supposed to have will appear on your path. But you have to be here long enough to give a chance for those things to play out. And you have to be willing to let go of your idea in some capacity in order to allow for other things to be possible. It's going to get better. I know today might be rough. This whole year might have been rough so far. The last couple years might have been an absolute crap fest for all I know. And it's okay. You got up today. You're still trying, and I really do believe that there's something better out there for you. I hope, though, that you can believe in that too.